Hey guys, Char5 here. I know, new lighting, right? Anyway, quick update right now. I'm going to be uploading the LuNaTiVlOgS from Christmas this week. I'm going to be starting this week. I'm not going to be uploading them continuously this week. I'll probably upload the first one this Friday, so you can be looking forward to that. If I don't seem as charismatic as in my last video, it's because, well, this week also something different starts for me. The end of spring break. And believe me, that's really not something I'm very proud of. Really, I am tired as hell right now. Like, not even just, like, from my head. I'm just tired physically. I didn't even do anything. Maybe it's the whole concept of, you know, getting up again and such, you know, because on vacations you can do whatever you want. You can get up anytime you want. Granted, I didn't get up that late, but still, I got up much later than what I get up when I go to school. And it's a very funny thing that when you're on vacations, you know, a lot of people tend to have homework. You know, there are those teachers who are like, oh yeah, we didn't get to see this subject today, but you know, you can finish it at home. Here's a little graphic description about what vacations are, especially like 2 or 3 hours before your next class. Oh, come on, you've all done it. I actually just got home from school and I'm recording this as I get home. I know that unlike a lot of high schools out there, I have this kind of schedule. I'm not sure if this is for every high school. But a lot of people at my school, especially in my class, complain about it. Now, here's the thing about Mexican schools. Ever since elementary school, kindergarten for that matter, but whatever, you always have the same group. So you can imagine what that basically means. Like, all your elementary school is the same people every year. And granted, you spend most of your time at school, so those people have to become, in a certain way, your family. Also, another small difference is like the grades there are in school. Elementary school is 1st grade to 6th grade. Junior high or middle school is 1st to 3rd grade. And in high school, it's 6 semesters. Each, obviously, semesters meaning 6 months. So that makes another 3 years in high school. Now, college, that really depends on what you choose to be in life. You know, it's the same thing as pretty much anywhere else. Depending on what career you choose to, will mark how long it takes for you to finish that career. However, most careers obviously take just 4 years. So yeah, it's a really small difference in grades, but it doesn't really matter anyway. I mentioned that because I said earlier that my class was the one who complained about the schedule. From kindergarten to middle school, we all have a normal schedule, let's say it like that. Get in a certain hour, get out at a certain hour, for the whole school. At my high school, it's a little different, and I say at my high school because I'm not exactly sure if every other high school here has that. I think it does, though, from what I hear from some friends who not necessarily dropped out of school, but pretty much failed at the school I am and are now in other schools, that it's pretty much the same concept. For example, the earliest hour to get in school is 7:30. I tend to forget because there are only 2 days where I get in that early. And the most late you can get out is at 3:40, if you want to be specific. Half of the time we always refer to it as 4 o'clock, but it's really never that late unless we did something pretty bad. And really none of us like the schedule because almost every day it's get in at 10 o'clock, pretty much, and leave at 4. And you might be thinking, oh come on, that's sweet. Wake up at like 9:30, get out at 4, who cares? You're still getting up late. But sadly that's really the thing. Regardless of even if we get in at 10, there are people from other cities, which all go to the same school, that have to wake up at like 5 o'clock just to catch a bus to get over here. It's one of the best regional high schools, so a lot of people applied for this high school, and it wasn't just some kind of decision that people just said, oh yeah, well, I don't really know what high school I want to go to. My parents are going to pick for me. No, at our age, we finally get to pick our own school. I remember that this was actually the first school I ever even wanted to get into. But yeah, mostly the thing is, we get up early and we get out late. That's the thing. Like, it's more than 8 hours of being in school. And trust me, I would know. Both Wednesdays and Thursdays are hell for me. I have to withstand 8 hours of being in school. 9 classes on both those days, except maybe Wednesdays because we have a free hour, but it doesn't really count. We still have to do something then. And I'm not just saying because we're bored. We legitimately have to do something. It's kind of like geometry tutoring. Well, it's not kind of, it is. Also, I'm sorry if I'm not sounding so cheery. I caught a cold a couple days ago. It's been pretty hot for me here. I know a lot of people may not find it as hot if they came down here, or up here, depending on where you're watching it from. But for me, it's pretty hot, and, well, I can't really stand it during the nights. So when I go to sleep, I turn on my fan over there that's right next to the video game, so I can be a little more fresh. Then comes the problem. Even though I feel good, so much air isn't exactly optimal for me. I swear, I woke up and my whole throat was hurting horribly. My nose was runny, well, not exactly runny, but couldn't breathe correctly, and it just really sucks to be sick in the middle of spring. Hopefully I'll get better soon, though. Anyway, back to our main topic. It was an average day of school for me. You know, I got to see all my friends that I hadn't seen in 2 weeks and such. What I did on my vacations wasn't really important. I just wanted to update my channel a little bit during vacation, so, you know, wouldn't really have to be so lonely, I guess. Other than that, it was just a really normal day of school for everyone. Like, some of us were saying, oh yeah, what'd you do this spring break? We got to work, everything was pretty well. Nothing really extraordinary to comment on. However, with school comes another responsibility. And believe me, I wasn't really even aware that people had to do this until like my last year of middle school. Social service. Now, for those of you out there who don't know what social service is, it's pretty much a mandatory thing you have to do in high school where you have to pretty much work at a public place. Actually, I think the term that's more coined is public service. Now, maybe with that concept you might understand what it is a bit better. Now, what do, you may ask? Well, I pretty much do my service at public transport here in my city. And it's awesome. Red light. Green light. Okay. Okay, yeah, not really. No, what I do at public transport is actually it depends on what they really want me to do. Sometimes I may be capturing like license plate information or whatever. If people get a ticket, if a lady fell off a bus. That wasn't even a joke, I'm serious, I once captured that. But yeah, I think really there are 2 really big downsides of doing public service. I mean, it's great because, well, you know, you're doing a public service. You're helping your community by, you know, doing work that, you know, other people just don't have the time to do. But then there's the downside. It's work, and you're not even getting paid for it. Another downside is that you're actually losing time by doing the social service. But you really want to know what the worst part of having to do public service is? It's part of your grades. And no, I'm not kidding, it's part of your grades. So you have to do it. And you may be thinking, oh come on, that's stupid. Yeah, well, I once knew a guy who lost his life over not completing his social service. Okay, yeah, that's a lie again. No, but seriously, I do know a few people who have actually failed high school just because they didn't do social service. And it's really something stupid. Not just a social service, but the fact that some people actually fail high school for not doing their social service. Their what? Now, how exactly do you get graded on your public service? Well, first off is the time limit. There are 2 ways to be able to do your social service. 2. Why didn't I raise my hand higher? 2. 1 is doing 50 hours, and yes, you heard me, 50 hours. That's this times 10 of work. The other one is doing it by a project, which is usually the one I do because as hell I'm not doing 50 hours. So yeah, and there's not really much I can say about public service. There's so much you can do. You can work in a hospital like me, you can work at a public transportation, you can work at schools if they allow it to. And sometimes you have to give, well, not sometimes, you always have to give the information to a certain person at school so that they can contact that person to see if you're actually doing your service. But as for now, there's really not much else I can say about going back to school other than I think it's pretty good because I'll finally have something to do with my free time, even though I don't have free time because of school. So it's a very vicious cycle there, yeah. Question! What's your favorite school subject? Post it in the comments below. I really don't know what my favorite subject is because like there's just so many subjects I can choose from. I do like math, especially now that it's more advanced and like you can test your mind and stuff. But I think I'd really have to say that I like arts more than anything because I get the chance to draw. And there's another thing. We actually have a subject that's called sports and or arts. You get to choose if you want to do something artsy or if you want to do something sportsy. For example, in arts you have dance, you have music, you have drawing. In sports you have soccer, basketball, softball. Naturally I chose drawing because, well, that's really what I'm aiming for. But anyway, I think that's all the time we have for today, and well, thank you for watching my video. If you liked it, like, comment, subscribe, favorite, tell your friends. So until then, I'm Char5, I'll see you in the next video, and I'm signing off. It's one of the best regional high schools, so... Why did I do that? Hopefully I'll get wetter. Oh yes. Hopefully I'll get better. Now for those of you out here... Out here, stop it. Ouch.